Yeah. I'm just sharing this on my socials real fast. Anyways, logging into my laptop. I used to do this stuff before I got on the stream, but now I just wait till I get on the stream because there don't be nobody in here in the beginning. So this gives me a chance to set up all this stuff while I wait for anybody to get on here. Bro, I just watched the most disgraceful shit in boxing, bro. It was very, very disgusting. Like, this dude was not winning the fight. Probably wasn't gonna win. I don't know. He was turning up, but he'd already gotten knocked down in the fight. It's a championship fight, by the way. You're fighting for a belt. And the ref stopped it whenever he turned up. So my problem is not fights getting stopped early because I don't really care about that, bro. Like, if it's in the name of looking out for the fighter's health, that's cool actually. But I don't think that was the case. Like, this dude was not hurt. He was defending himself intelligently, and the ref stopped it out of nowhere. And then of course the winner is talking about fighting Ryan Garcia. So that's about money right there. But such is life. That's how the game goes. That's how the game goes. It says 2 people are in here. Who's in here? What you on? What you on, bruh? Whoever's in here, tell me who you are, because I don't know who you are. It's a Saturday night, so I don't expect it to be popping like it was 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago. I don't know how long it's been since I've been on here. But I did 2 live streams this week. That was fire. Had like 11 or so people up in here. It was real cool. But I also started a lot earlier than I started tonight. So it's a Saturday, and then on top of that, I started late. It's already 9:45, bro. So I'm not expecting nothing crazy tonight. I'm just getting on here for a little bit. But if it gets lit, then it gets lit. I will stay on here for as long as it's lit. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna get on earlier, but the fight was on, so I wasn't really trying to be distracted by that while I was trying to do this. So, but yeah, if you happen to get on here, let me know who you are. Let me know why you're watching. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear, and I got you. I'm a little turned. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I always get turned when I watch boxing, so that's normal. Normal. The thing I don't understand is like when people join the live stream and don't say anything. Like, I literally be making these live streams to talk to y'all and to interact with y'all. So if you just watch and you never say anything and I just get off, I'll be thinking like, why did you watch this, bro? Like, what did you get out of this stream? Do you just want to watch me talk to myself? Because that's something. That's something. But it says 3 people are in here right now. So I'll be wondering, like, what are y'all 3 people doing? Yeah, are y'all watching it on mute? Are you deaf? Because I had a deaf Instagram follower one time. I didn't know he was deaf until he messaged me. And I sent him like 10 voice notes in a row. And he was like, I'm not going to be able to listen to any of those because I'm deaf. And I was like, oh, probably should have asked that before I sent 10 voice notes. But you just don't think about stuff like that because Human beings are selfish, and I just assumed everybody could hear. That was on Instagram, so I was wrong. So again, if you're watching this right now and you're not saying anything, tell me why you're not saying anything, and I will never mess with you again. I just want to know. I just want to know. I mean, 3 people liked it, and there's 3 people in here, so that means you came in, you left a like, which I respect, appreciate you, thank you very much, but you liked it and you don't say anything. What's going on? Notification gang, what's up, bro? Why you inside on a Saturday night watching YouTube videos? Not that I have a problem with it, because it's mine. Because you're going to tell me to go back to work. Yeah. Why are you on YouTube instead of working? Of course I'm going to tell you to go back to work. It's crazy. Stop stalking me. And I know you're not going to leave, because I'm going to look at the notifications. I'm going to look at the viewers, and I'm going to see that you didn't leave. But what you're going to try to do is you're going to leave so that the thing goes down, and you're going to come back in like 1 minute. But I'm still going to notice you, because I can see who joins. Meal prepping? It's Saturday, bro. You got a meal prep on Sunday. Why would you do that on a Saturday night? Unless you got a weird work schedule. You got a weird work schedule? I just said, what if he has a weird work schedule? He might work Sunday. That's why I asked him. But I don't think he does. Some of us work on weekends, bro. Some of us don't work at all. And we get on YouTube lives. So, if I was at work, I wouldn't be on somebody's YouTube live commenting. But that's just me, because I'm a hard worker. What can I say? I'm a hard worker. Oh, you work Sundays? Remind me somewhat, what is your job again? Because I swear you told me. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. You used to live in Tijuana, right? Shut up, Axel. You used to live in Tijuana for a little bit. Then you moved back to Arizona or California. Don't know where. But I thought you did some kind of manual labor. Was I wrong with that? What do you do again? Because there's no way you're doing manual labor on a Sunday. I feel like that's just not a thing. Unless I don't know shit about manual labor. I work weekends also. He doesn't care, trust me. He does not care. He's a baby who works on Monday to Friday and don't respect the grind. Yeah, I grind Monday to Friday and I take weekends off. Sorry. Sorry, I don't want to work on Saturday nights. Who wants to do that? No one in the world, I'll tell you. Tell you right now, no one in the world wants to work on a Saturday night, bro. Anyone who's doing that didn't choose to do it. I'm waiting to hear what this job is. Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that, but on a Sunday, bro? Who's getting COVID tested on a Sunday, bro? Oh, because it pays. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I thought they ended like I saw like a news notification that I didn't click on because I didn't care that much. I saw a news notification that said like they were like officially ending the pandemic. Exactly. People still getting COVID tested. That's what I was about to say. I just didn't know people did that, to be honest. Like, even if I had COVID, I don't think I would Or even if I thought I had it, I don't think I would go somewhere to get tested. I would just stay at home. So that's interesting. But since you do that, I'm gonna assume you do live in California instead of Arizona, because I feel like Arizona definitely doesn't care about COVID, and California would. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know people were really getting COVID tested still. Very interesting. Dang, Oxa, I think we scared him. Oh, San Diego. I remember that. I remember that. Because the last time you told me, I was thinking I would never go there. I just saw a news notification about something that happened in San Diego. Yeah, I probably have 2 months left. So when you get finished with that, let's just say tomorrow they ended COVID, whatever that means. You just gonna go back to being like a regular EMT? I really don't know what EMTs do, to be honest. EMTs are the people that like ride in the ambulance. Like if I call 911 and say I need someone to pick me up, the EMT will come pick me up or no? Let me look up. Let's see if I can look up what EMT stands for before you tell me. Damn, this computer's slow. EMT. That's not the EMT I was looking for. Emergency medical technician. Yeah, that doesn't help me at all, actually. EMTs have the basic knowledge and skills necessary to stabilize and safely transport something. I'm guessing people. Yeah, they drive the paramedics, basically. Oh, okay. All right. So right now, instead of driving the paramedics, you are doing COVID testing. You get the same pay, or you get extra pay for doing COVID testing. I guess that's like some kind of health hazard, right? You get hazard pay or what? That's interesting. Now I'm looking up stuff about EMTs. Don't know why my wife is calling my phone when she sees I'm on YouTube. Messing up my live stream. Double pay? That's crazy. Double pay? Hold on, bro. Can I do COVID testing? Do you have to be an EMT to do that? I need double pay right now. That's crazy. Need that. San Diego. Okay, this is what I want to know because I know you're practicing Spanish. How many people that you test speak Spanish? How many people out of like 10? If you get 10 people in a line, you're testing them. How many would you guess speak Spanish in San Diego? Do, 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 do. 80%. Wow. So then you get to practice your Spanish a lot, right? Why'd you start learning Spanish again? Did you start learning because you live in San Diego, or did San Diego, or did your move to San Diego have something to do with learning Spanish? Because if 80% of people speak Spanish, bro, you should be flying, bro. You should be learning a lot of Spanish. Do, 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 do. I'm right by the border. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know anything about California or San Diego or its relationship with Mexico. One time I was trying to set up something with boxing, and this dude was just like, "Yeah, you could just meet me in San Diego, and we'll drive to the place in Mexico." And I was like, "How, bro? Like, how long is that gonna take?" And he was like, "Oh, like 7 minutes." And I was like, "What?" And then I realized that like San Diego was right next to Mexico, but I didn't know that. It's one of those weird things. You just like the language. Okay, we kind of talked about this before, but I don't think I asked very specific questions. When did you start learning Spanish? Like, when is the first time you were like, I'm gonna start learning so that I can talk to people? Clearly I don't. That's why I just said that. I've never been to San Diego, so I wouldn't know that. It's because it's like a weird shape. It goes like this. So in my mind, I'm like, California is higher up than Texas. It wouldn't be next to Mexico, but clearly it is. First exposed in middle school. You said that like it was COVID, bro. Okay, but you were first exposed in middle school. Where'd you go to middle school at? And if you said first exposed, I'm gonna guess you didn't start learning in middle school. You just heard it, or you knew something about it in middle school. Then returned to it during the pandemic. So you took a class maybe in middle school, and I'm guessing you returned to it during the pandemic because of COVID testing, or was that a decision you made before COVID testing? I think a lot of people learned Spanish during the pandemic. We had more time to try to dedicate to stuff, so like there was no excuses. If you were already trying to learn before the pandemic, that's how I felt. Oh, so you're like born and raised in San Diego. I didn't know if you moved there or something, but I guess nobody would move to San Diego, right? You gotta be born and raised there. I wouldn't move there. Except Jimbo. What do you think about San Diego? Being a native, born and raised, do you feel like it's dangerous? Do you feel like it's fun? What do you think about the place that you live? Hold on, I'll be right back. 4 years in middle school. Wow. That's actually quite a lot. Because I don't even know how you did that. I don't think you did Spanish 1 through 4, because Spanish 3 and 4 are crazy. And if you started in middle school, that would be even crazier. But what you could have done is like Spanish 1 and 2, but segmented since you started so early. But you moved to Tijuana in 2020. For how long? 1 year, 2 years, 6 months? I'm trying to see how long you were in a situation where you could really talk to nothing but Spanish speakers. It can be dangerous in some parts. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm guessing you're talking about San Diego. I need to slow down my questions so that so you can keep up. So I'll wait for you to answer how long you lived in Tijuana. What? You're still in Tijuana? I don't even know what that means, bro. I thought you were in San Diego. You're not in San Diego? Because if you're not in San Diego, then the 80% thing makes way more sense. Except I'm confused on why it's 80% and not 100% if you live in Tijuana. I'm interested. Because I have lots more questions. But I gotta wait. I gotta wait for you to catch up. Got questions about the move, the reasons why, how the move went, stuff like that. So I always think about moving, but I'm like, what's it really like to move out of the country? Stop. You work in San Diego and commute. Now that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna go slow. How long is your commute? That's something that I want to know first. How long is your commute from Tijuana to San Diego? And then once you answer that, what days out of the week do you work? Because I know you work Sunday, but I'm guessing you work 5 days. Sirens. Ten to 15 minutes. That's crazy. I'm guessing your rent is cheaper in Tijuana than it would be in San Diego. That's not really a question, but if you want to answer it, sure. I'm just guessing. What I wanted to ask you was one, why you moved there? 7 days a week? That's crazy, bro. I'm gonna write these questions out so you don't forget. One, why did you move there? Two, damn, I forgot my questions. That's crazy. You moved there in 2020. Oh, I forgot the questions, bro. I'm gonna wait till you answer that one. Hopefully the other questions pop back up. Oh, you moved because rent's so high. That's interesting. Okay. Do you get to practice your Spanish on a daily basis in Tijuana? Like, do you actually talk to people or do you just go home and not do anything there and do like everything in San Diego? You just go home and chill. I kind of figured that. That's one of the things that people kind of think that if they move to another country, they would just automatically become fluent, but they don't realize that like you could not talk to people. You could move to a completely different country and not talk to people if you're antisocial. Um, Even if you're not antisocial, like you said, you work, you go home. especially people that telework. If you move to another country and you telework, you could stay in the house all day. You could go to the grocery store. You could do whatever, whatever. But you're still not having a bunch of conversations. So it's definitely an active process to learn another language. But that's interesting that you do most of your speaking practice on italki, especially when you literally live in Mexico. So you're paying people to teach you when you live in a country of native speakers. But no, I totally get that. Do you stick with the same tutor on italki, or do you try out a bunch of random people? And then do you take the stuff that you learn on italki and go try to practice in the wild, or do you just kind of have those conversations in isolation and just like leave it at that? That's just a personal question. That's not me like implying anything, because I'm like that. Like I could learn something and then I still won't like actively go try to practice it with other people. If it pops up, then it's cool, but I won't be like, oh, I learned this new word or I learned this. Let me go try to say it in a sentence. Like I don't do that. There's a bunch of Americans in Tijuana that don't speak Spanish. That's weird, bro. Okay, you might not know the answer to this question, but what is the attitude of the local people about that? Do they get pissed that people move there and don't know Spanish? Do they not care? Is that something that you don't really hear pop up? Or like what? You found two that you like, so you stick with them. Are they Mexican or not? I'm asking a lot of questions, but you're like the only one here and the only one talking, so it's kind of a it's basically just a combo between me and you. I don't know, man. Living in another country and not speaking in the language after years is crazy. Crazy. Axel, what part is cool? Like just moving there, or are you saying like not speaking Spanish or what? Axel, we could move literally this year because Colombia is way cheaper than Mexico. Like literally, we just need like the most basic remote jobs that pay like decent. But yeah, the fact that he can commute is way better. But I also heard Tijuana is getting kind of dangerous, so I don't know. Yeah, they're from Mexico. I'm trying to learn Mexican Spanish. Okay, tell me something super Mexican that you think I might not know. I really don't know nothing Mexican, so you probably could get me with anything. But tell me a phrase or an expression or a cuss word or something that's like being Mexicano. Just don't be dumb and you good. I'm pretty sure that's not how life works, but that helps you for sure. Just don't be dumb and you good. I hear different things. Some Mexicans don't like Americans like myself. We raise the price of rent in some parts, I guess. Yeah, that's called gentrification. But yeah, that's understandable. Personally, me, If I was Mexican, I'll come and throw eggs at your fucking window, but I'm not Mexican, so you're good. No mames, way. Nah, I said something I don't know, bro. I feel like you don't even have to speak Spanish to know that. Everyone knows that, bro. I'm looking for something super Mexican. I'm looking for something that makes me want to Google it. But maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know anything Mexican. I don't know. I'm a pretty well-rounded person. How you gonna say that you gonna throw eggs and we trying to do the same thing? I I didn't say we weren't bad people. Like if they throw eggs at our shit, I'd be like, I feel you, bro. I'm just saying, if I was them, I would throw eggs at his shit. That's all. Like imagine living somewhere and you can afford the rent, and then your landlord says like, "Yo, it's hella Americans moving here. Um, I'm gonna have to jack your rent up $200, bro." I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I got some eggs for him." So yeah, I feel it. I want to beat our landlord up, and we don't even have no people moving here that raising the rent. They're just doing it for no reason. Ponte las pilas. No, no, that's not good enough. We need something real Mexican. That's just like I don't even think that's Mexican. I feel like that's like just very Latino. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe that's not as general as I think, but I think it is pretty general. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't know that. Man, you gotta tell your italki tutors like, yo, I'm not Mexican enough. You need to teach me more Mexican stuff. I'm trying to think, is there anything real Mexican that I know? What do Mexicans be saying? A la verga, a huevo. What else do they be saying? Hmm. Que padre, que padre. Yeah, that's pretty Mexican. Yeah, no one else says that shit for sure. For sure. Anything padre, madre, very Mexican. Que pedo. Que pedo, way. Mexicans talk mad weird to me, but I have like no exposure to Mexican, so that's why. I be trying to watch Mexican shows, and I just like. I think it's because I don't know that much that like it just kind of it's kind of off putting. There's so much Mexican slang in those shows and shit. And I be like, I don't know what they're saying, bro. Like, no idea. Que chido. I know chido. I know que pedo, but yeah. And then there's some Mexicans that talk super clear, and then there's other Mexicans that you be like, what? And be like, what? But that's cool, man. That's cool that you moved out there for real. I really do want to do something like that. Maybe not necessarily Tijuana, but um, something like that. Puro para adelante. Puro para adelante. What's that, bro? I need more context. Say it in a sentence and then I try to guess. Cause what I think it sounds like you're saying like straight up, like the way I'll be like, nah, straight up. Tijuana not the prettiest city. Yeah. I ain't trying to go there, bro. Also, are you Hispanic or are you white? I asked you this before, but I can't remember what you said. I think that's another reason I wouldn't want to go somewhere like that because like if I was in like Colombia, Puerto Rico, any place like that, like yeah, someone could look at me and be like, he's black, he might be American, but it's way less likely. But like in Mexico, I'm gonna be black, and they're gonna be like, not Mexican. Nah, actually, ganas is like super general too. But puro para adelante, I think that is, I think that's Mexican. I think. I don't know it well enough, so to me, it probably is Mexican. But you never told me. Is it what I think it is? Is it like saying like straight up? My wife just texted me. She just texted me again. Oh, you're Filipino. So you're not white or Hispanic. Wait, do you speak Tagalog or no? Hold on, I'm about to see what my wife texted me. Um, yeah. Did I ask you, do you know Tagalog? I had paused the thing for a second. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure I asked you if you know Tagalog. I only know two people in the entire world that speak Tagalog. Oh, it's like keep going. Oh, okay. All right, I need to know if you speak Tagalog because if you don't, I'm gonna be like, why didn't you learn that instead of Spanish? But if you do, then I'm gonna be like, dope, because you're about to be trilingual. So you don't speak it, but you understand your mom. You're a heritage speaker. Okay, why didn't you choose to learn that instead of Spanish? You could go live in the Philippines, bro. Also, if you understand your mom and you already have like a base in Tagalog, like you could, if you feel like Spanish is easier to learn. No, it's not. Not if you grew up with a parent that speaks one language. Then he can't commute. So what? Check this out. If you grew up with a parent that speaks so and so language, like you already have a huge base in the language. So this is something that I do tell people whenever I talk about my journey in Spanish. Like I did learn Spanish, like quote unquote learn Spanish in high school. I just like the way school teaches shit sucks. So when I decided to take it seriously, like during the pandemic or whatever, like I already knew the alphabet and like numbers and like the most basic stuff and like a little bit of vocabulary. So when I started like taking it seriously and learning, I wasn't starting from 000, which is a huge difference when you've never had any exposure, like you can't make out anything, whatever, whatever. So if you have any exposure to that shit and you're trying to learn it, it is easier. They never talk to me in their language. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. That makes a difference. Oh yeah, no. No, that's not the same thing. I'm thinking like that was the language that your parents might have spoken in the house, and you just uh, picked up English instead because you lived in America. But if she was only speaking on the phone and she wasn't speaking to you, nah, you would basically be starting from scratch. But from what I understand, from the people that I do know that speak Tagalog, like there's a handful of similarities just because they were colonized by the same people. Like a few words like chisme and like some other stuff, same in both languages. So I find that interesting. But the language structure is definitely different. But that's cool. That's cool. You got a shorty? You married or in a relationship or nah? I mean, I'm also assuming your sexuality. I don't know anything about you. We'll say shorty is gender neutral. Do you have a partner? And if you don't have a partner, why do you not have a partner in Mexico? Because that's going to be how you pick up some Spanish right there. Also, I have another question too, but you get confused because your mom and your dad speak different dialects. How you even know they're different dialects, bro? And can your mom and dad understand each other or not? I don't know how dialects work in Tagalog. Like, because you know, in some languages, dialects are so different that they might as well be different languages. Whereas, like in Spanish and English, they'll be, they can be very different, but it's still the same language. Looking for a Latina right now. Okay, okay. Well, earlier you said you just go straight home. I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna find nobody like that unless you get on Tinder. But then you're taking a risk. That's where the criminals be at, bruh. That's where the criminals be at. Look, I'm gonna give you a suggestion. If you don't know how to dance, yeah, exactly. That's how we met. That's where the criminals be at. She was on there, criminal. Um, if you don't know how to dance, bro, start taking a dance class. Hella shorties up in there. I'm married, so it doesn't matter. But we always had like in the class, it would always be like too many women and not enough dudes. So there was always like leftovers. And so obviously, like me and my wife were up in there to dance. But if you was up in there to find you a girl, you would have had an easy time, bro. It was a lot of them in there. So take your dance class in San Diego or in Mexico. If you take it in Mexico, it'd be even better because I don't know what kind of girls gonna be up in there because if they can't dance in Mexico, I don't know about that. But in San Diego, you might get you a shorty that's maybe even in the same position as you. Maybe or maybe she can speak Spanish, you know what I mean? But she just trying to reconnect, or maybe she never learned how to dance or something like that. But the point is, it's gonna be lots of girls up in there. I feel like more girls are brave enough to take a class like that than dudes are. Like the majority of the dudes in those classes that we went to were married dudes, and there was like occasionally like somebody that was there by themselves, but I don't know. They stay here, not Jalen. Yeah, no, the girls up in those classes are thirsty, bro. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but like I said, take you some dance classes, bro. Or meet someone in my situation, Latina, speak Spanish, but never learn how to dance. That's what I just said. But you probably typed that after or before I said it, or before you heard me say it. So yeah, that's an option. The other option is um, like a language exchange, bro. Those happen all the time in different places. I'm sure they're happening in San Diego and Tijuana, bro. But that's something that you're not gonna just like stumble across by coincidence. Like you're gonna have to seek out like language exchanges in Tijuana. Like there are people in Tijuana that are trying to learn English, right? And same thing in San Diego. There's people there trying to learn Spanish. There's people there trying to learn English, and they're gonna get together in like a community center, bro, and like teach each other. But that's a good place to meet people too, because if you speak English, you speak Spanish, y'all can teach each other stuff. Blah blah blah. It's definitely attractive to have someone who is learning your culture and language, so that will open a lot of things for you. Yeah, no, that's facts. You been to a language exchange already in San Diego or in Tijuana? And to Axel's point, I just watched his TikTok earlier today. I was gonna post it on my Instagram, but I forgot. But this girl, she's with this Greek dude, and like his whole family speaks Greek. That was his first language, blah blah blah. And like she told him, didn't meet any fine ones. Bad luck. But she told him, she just kind of told him that she was gonna eventually she was gonna start trying to learn it. She was gonna like start looking into it, blah blah blah. But she did enough to where like she could have like a little basic conversation with him. Like she pulled up on him. She was like, "What's up, baby?" And he was like, he was kind of confused. Like maybe that's the only word she learned. And he's like, "What's up, baby?" He's like, you learning Greek?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm learning." And he was just like, he was like real confused. Like he was so shocked and like I don't know the word, but like maybe overwhelmed, overjoyed. Like he was just like he kind of didn't believe it, so he kept asking questions to maybe see if she was gonna be like, "Oh, I don't really know. I'm just like just doing it off of memory." But he was just like, she said something like, "Did you get your mom a present for Mother's Day?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got her some flowers." And she was like, "Oh, that's good." And he was like, "What did I just say?" She was like, "You got her some flowers." And then like he almost fell over, bro. Like I'm not even joking. Like he almost fell over from his heart giving out, bro. And so yeah, when you learn someone's native tongue or their family's native tongue or whatever, like that's gonna be um, a lot more than a lot of people are willing to do. So that's gonna open some doors for you. Oh, and Tijuana. Well, yeah, I mean, bad luck. Bad luck. You been on Tinder? You been on whatever um dating apps there are? I don't know what else there is. I did hear that like there's like I swear there's like a Latino one. I'm not sure though. I know Jewish people got one. It's called J Date, and black people got one too. Let me look it up. Latino dating app. Oh, it's called Chispa. If you don't know what Chispa means, it's like a spark. Yeah, get on Chispa, dog. They're gonna be like, "Are you Latino?" Be like, "Nah, but I'm looking for one." Latina, you're not looking for a Latino. Not into dating apps? Well, bro, let me tell you something. You cannot be into dating apps and you can be social, or you cannot be social and get into dating apps, but you can't. Yeah, you getting picky. Exactly. Nah, you gotta pick one, bro. You gotta pick one, or you can stay single forever because the world is just different now, bro. Like back in the day, everybody went to church. Everybody went to the movie theaters. Everyone was like going out. There was no internet and shit like that. But now there is. There's all this stuff. People don't go to church. People don't go to movie theaters. Like every time I think about going to the movie theaters, I'll be like, bro, I'm not doing that shit. I'm gonna wait till it comes out. So all the places that people used to go, Like a lot of people don't do those things anymore. And so if you're not doing those things, where are you gonna meet somebody at? Like you're not gonna just like pull up on somebody in a McDonald's like line while you're waiting on your food and be like, "Hey, you're beautiful. I just wanted to get your number." You might, I doubt it, but you might. So your options are they're low if you're not picking one of those, bro. Like I said, if you learn how to dance and you go out and dance a lot, at least you'll be running into people a lot and you might have some better choices. But bro, if you're just going to work and going home, mm-mm, mm-mm, not great. I'm not even trying to be funny, bro. I'm being real. I'm being real. I don't know what your friends are telling you. I don't know how many friends you got, but that's the truth, bro. Like, that is the truth. Some of my wife's friends, man. Some of my wife's friends, they got unrealistic expectations of the world. Like, even when they get on these dating apps, they think they're gonna get this, that, and the other, and it's like you're not connected to reality, bro. Like that's you're not that. You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of people think that they'll just live whatever life they want to live, and eventually, like some 10 out of 10 is gonna just step up and just be like, "Yo, you're cool. I want to marry you." That's not how life works. Like you kind of have to get uncomfortable to meet somebody. You could get lucky. You could have a friend that says, "Hey, I got the perfect girl for you. You would love this girl. She would love you." The chances of that happening are slim. And like I said, that used to be a thing, but it would be more of a thing because people had like 10 friends and everybody went to church with each other. And it's like, yo, next time we go to church, I'm going to introduce you to this girl. Next time we go to the movies, next time we go do this, next time we go play basketball, blah, blah, blah. But like you said, you drive to work, you drive home. Like, where would you really meet somebody at? You can meet someone in food places and stuff like that, but the chances are low. They're super, super low. So, my advice to you, if you don't like dating apps, you gotta go out more. Gotta go out more, bro. It sucks. I'm very, very introverted and antisocial, bro. I do not like being around people, but every once in a while it's healthy. It's healthy to get out. So, gotta do that. And if you don't wanna, like, I guess it depends on why you don't do dating apps. I would have to know that to tell you something else about it. But yeah, if you tell me why you don't fuck with dating apps, I'll tell you like, okay, here's what I think about that. I could probably persuade you to get on a dating app. You just gotta be careful with those. Like Mexico's not Colombia, but still, people use dating apps to look for easy licks. So can't be like matching with someone and being like, yeah, here's my house, come over. Cause they'll definitely pull up with like four dudes and rob you. So what's your beef with dating apps, bro? In the year 2023. Kind of sleepy. waiting to hear your beef with dating apps, then I could tell you. You never get hits. Okay. I don't really know what you look like, but let's assume. Let's assume that you're ugly, right? Let's assume you're like a 3 out of 10. I don't know. I have to see your face. But if you were a 3 out of 10 and you got no hits on there, I'll tell you a couple things. I'll say, for one, maybe you're only matching or you're only like liking 10 out of 10, which is like, okay, that's fine. Like, you see 10 out of 10s, you see 3 out of 10s, you're like, I don't really want that. But try to think about real life though. Try to think about who you might approach in real life, who you might um, talk to in real life. Like, the reality is, like, there's hella 10s out of 10s on Instagram, Tinder, all these places and shit, right? But in real life, if you saw a 10 out of 10, would you ever try to talk to them? Maybe you would. I don't know. Most people wouldn't. But they get on dating apps and they're and they're like saying no to all these like average looking people that are average looking like you are. And then they wonder why they don't get no matches. Like, you still got to keep it realistic. The other thing too is that typically, I don't really know how to say this in a good way. Girls are not, um, girls are photogenic and dudes aren't because we don't really try that hard. You just like hold the phone up and you're just like, sure, that's good. And girls take like 1,000 pics until they get a good one. And so, like, every girl looks good on social media. But then they see you and they're like, oh, this picture kind of sucks. Like, this dude's ugly, and they don't hit like. So some of the ones that you might not think look that good, they might just care less. And so, like I said, like, I mean, I guess that goes with the first point still. Like, I'm not saying lower your standards. I'm saying think more realistically. I'm not saying like, oh, you don't think the girl looks good, like try to or something. Like, nah. But maybe don't go for 10 out of 10s. Maybe click that 6, click that 7. Meet up with her in person, see if you have fun, see if she looks better in the photo. I'm just saying, sometimes. Sometimes. What was I gonna say? What else? The other thing too is like, this might sound kind of fucked up, and maybe it is fucked up. I don't know, but I still think it could help. Maybe you could use it as a method to make friends, right? So you don't know anyone in Tijuana, or you know two Americans, but you don't really know people like that. Get on Tinder, match with some girl that you don't really think is fine like that. Y'all don't know each other like that, so it's not like you're like really like deceiving her or nothing. You could go out with her. You could be like, yeah, I'm not rocking with you like that. But you could still stay in contact. You don't have to like lead her on and just be like, "Oh, I'm trying to get in a relationship." But you could be like, "Yeah, I don't know, like let's just kick it and stuff like that." That's a friend. You know what I mean? Usually girls do that to dudes. Usually girls friend zone dudes. I don't really think the friend zone's real. I just think you just decide not to get heavily romantically involved with someone. But kick it with her. You got a friend now. She probably has friends. She probably has other friends. Now you know more people. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything doesn't have to be like all or nothing. Meet more people. That was the whole point in the first place. Meet more people. Be a tiny bit more social. Because I don't know how old you are, but I got a coworker that's like literally 40, and this dude just talks about how I can't even explain it. He's just like, oh yeah, all these girls just like dudes that do this. And I'm like, yeah, because those dudes are 23 and you're 40, bro. And those girls are 23. So they're like 23-year-olds. It has nothing to do with like what they're doing. It's more the fact that you're 40 and you're bald because you lost all your hair because you're 40. And he just kind of doesn't get it, and he's just like, well, I don't want to get with some girl that's like 40 years old. And I'm like, you're 40 though. And he's like, yeah, but I could still get a young girl. And I'm like, dog, you're 40. So you don't want to end up like 40, 45, 50 years old, like still thinking that you're going to get like, I don't know what he thinks, to be honest, but like sometimes you gotta be real with yourself, man. Like I said, I don't really know what you look like, so I can't say nothing. But the biggest thing is you gotta be more social. And I can say that because, like I said, I'm antisocial, super introverted. If I didn't have a wife, I probably would go out one time a year. I probably wouldn't even do that. Usually my friends would force me to do that. So I know the struggle, man. I know the struggle. But I'm always like, when I go out and I do stuff and I get finished with it, like I'm always like, that was cool. I'm glad I did that. It's never like, I'm so upset I went out or something like that. So it's never a bad idea. D Fuller, what's up? What's up, bro? No, long time no see. I haven't seen you comment in a long time. So where'd you say you were at again? Georgia? It's gotta be like almost 1 o'clock there, bro. You just getting there from partying or what? See, Nick, this guy knows how to party, bro. That's how you gotta do it. Think he lives in Georgia. Pretty sure. I'm sure he'll tell us. But if he does live in Georgia, it's late. So I can only imagine that he was out partying. It's 10:52. I'll give y'all about 10, 15 more minutes before I get too tired. We're waiting on D Fuller to tell us where he lives. Oh, North Carolina. Oh, you in the crib, bro. That's even worse, bro. You in North Carolina. That means it's already 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's almost 2. Yeah. Bro, go to sleep. What are you doing, bro? That's crazy. It is Saturday, though. It's Saturday. We're in North Carolina. Oh, yeah. Where you at in North Carolina? We about to be out there. I can't tell you exactly where. You might be a serial killer or something, but just know we gonna be out there in like 2 weeks, bro. If I find out you're not a serial killer, maybe we'll link up. Go out on the town. But really though, why you up at 2 o'clock, bro? I actually can't think of the last time I was up at 2 o'clock because I'm so old, bro. I just be getting tired, bro. Especially like around 12 o'clock, that shit be smacking me, bro. I be trying to stay awake and I just can't. It's Saturday, so what? It's still late. 2 o'clock is late. Winston Salem. Far from a serial killer. That's what all serial killers say. I wouldn't expect you to admit you're a serial killer, bro. What? Alright, now I gotta look up exactly where that is. Winston Salem. I need to look up from. You don't sleep well? That's not good, bro. Sleep is super important. I'm gonna look up how far Winston-Salem is from where I'm going. That's about an hour. It's about an hour. Honestly, the United States is so big, people don't understand. He said, look you up. What you mean, look you up, bro? You're supposed to stay up on the weekends. Yeah, I guess. Why don't you sleep well, bro? You got PTSD or what? Hitting the beach or something? Nah, my really good friend is getting married, so I'm about to be out there. I'm gonna be in Charlotte though, bro. So I mean, I'm not saying we not gonna hit a beach, but that's not why we going out there. How long have you not been sleeping well, and what do you consider not sleeping well? Do you just do you find it tough to go to sleep, or do you fall asleep and you can't stay asleep? And after you answer both of those, how many hours of sleep are you getting a night? You might have PTSD, you might have anxiety, you might have both. I don't know what happened in your life. I know a lot of people that can't sleep though, and I'm not one of them. As soon as my face touches the pillow, I'm gone, bro. Your guy is getting married in Charlotte on the 26th. Who's your guy, bro? What if we know the same person, or what if both of our friends are getting married like in the same place or right next to each other or some shit like that? That's crazy. Cause our guy, exactly, our guy's getting married the day after. That's weird, bro. Oh yeah, Axel, what day are we flying out again? Because I told Misha I was gonna text her because I couldn't remember. Because I wanted to get my braids done closer to that day. Cause I usually just schedule every Friday or Saturday, but I was like, hold on, it'd be better if I get it done in the middle of the week before we leave. And if he gets married on the 27th, we're probably leaving what, the 24th. I am gonna remember. I'm not gonna. I don't need to remember tomorrow. When I get off of this, I'm gonna text her. I don't care how late it is. She just have to read it when she reads it. But yeah, I could wait. I could wait. Don't matter to me. I'm still pissed at this Amazon dude leaving our shit outside. Like right now, I don't have a case. Pissing me off. We leave Wednesday at midnight, as in Thursday morning, because she has a slot open at like Wednesday at 9 a.m. And so I might do that. I might take PTO, not go to work Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Since I mean we're gonna be gone, I have to do it, but I might just not go. Okay, Wednesday at 9 a.m. works. That's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna just not go to work on Wednesday. So then I would really only be losing 3 days of work because obviously we wouldn't go Saturday, Sunday. Actually, I think Friday's a holiday, so I wouldn't even be losing that. I'd just be losing 2 days. And when we come back, Monday or Tuesday? But yeah, me and Axa are close friends. No, no, no. Me and Axa are married. That's my wife. And no, we live in Washington State. We fly into North Carolina for this wedding on the 27th, bro. We come back on Sunday? Why are we doing that? I'm guessing you have to work. That's crazy, though. So we're going to do the wedding. Next day, come back. That's crazy. I figured we were coming back on Monday. What's my occupation? I'm a strength and conditioning coach, bro. I basically train soldiers for a living. So the government pays me to train soldiers to get them ready for their PT test because the PT test changed. It used to be like real endurance based, and now they have to deadlift and sprint and all this other stuff. So they needed to start hiring strength and conditioning coaches to make these soldiers be able to pass this shit. So yeah, that's what I do. Damn, I wonder how much it costs to extend the tickets like one day. Probably crazy expensive, so probably not gonna happen. Oh, I didn't even see the end of that sentence. Make a vlog. We could. I don't know why. I always be thinking like nobody wants to watch vlogs in the United States. Like I feel like if I saw someone say North Carolina vlog or like Charlotte vlog, I'd be like, click. If if people did it in another country, I'd be like, oh, this is interesting. But I don't know why. That's just how I feel. You thought I was a teacher? Nah, fuck them kids. Nah, honestly, I could. I don't know if I could be a teacher, man. Like the videos I be seeing, I see a lot of viral videos, and I just be like, bro, I would have beat that kid up, like straight up. And I feel like you have to know yourself before you get into a profession. I said this the other day, like earlier this week. I would never be a cop, bro, because I'm blasting. I end up on a viral tweet. They'll be like, yo, this police officer didn't even give the dude a chance. I'm not giving you a chance, bro, because I'm scared for my life. I'm blasting. Same thing with a kid. Bro, I'm piecing a kid up instantly. Kid step up to me. You think I'm going to get rocked by a kid, bro? I'm not giving you the chance. You getting beat up. You work in behavioral health. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, see? But that's what I'm saying. You must know yourself. You know that either you care enough about the kids, your paycheck, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or, like I said, you understand how things go, and you wouldn't beat up kids. I would, so I would never do that. I just saw your comment. Chill out. North Carolina like that. Hey, man, I ain't been to North Carolina in a long time. Last time I was in North Carolina was like 5 years ago, and I just swung through there. It was real quick. We was driving up to somewhere else, and before that, the last time I was in North Carolina was a real long time ago. So I really don't know nothing about North Carolina, to be honest. Just like it's really, really gonna be my first time in Charlotte like that. Um, yeah, I hope it's nothing but good things, to be honest. I wanted to be a therapist before, but fortunately, they make you do internships and shit. And thankfully, that shit helped me realize it wasn't for me. I was like, you crying about that stupid shit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I saw this I saw this TikTok and it was fake. He's not a real therapist, but he kind of made a video like that and it pissed a lot of people off because they thought he was really a therapist. But he made a video and he was like, "Oh my god, my clients, they're just some bitches. Like they just be crying over nothing. Like that's not even hard. Like just get over it. Like there's people with real problems and you crying about this shit." And he's just a comedian, so it was a joke. But that's really how I be though. I just be like, really, bro? Like I don't even want to take your money, bro. Just get out of here, bro. Like stop crying, bro. You're an intensive in-home behavioral therapist. That's dope, bro. Like I'm not all jokes aside, that's super dope. And like I said, like literally there needs to be people in the world like you because obviously me and my wife couldn't do this shit. You see how we talking right now. Like that's what I be thinking. I see viral videos and it'll be like either nannies or like childcare, like I don't know what they're called, but like people that watch kids and they abusing the kids and shit. And I'm like, I know everybody has to do something that like they have to make money. Maybe you do something you don't want to do, but I feel like in those situations you actually need to say like, nah, I can't do this. Like I'm not about to work with kids if I think I would abuse the kids. Like that's crazy to me, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, I can imagine that it is draining, bro. Like, Yeah, nah, it's not for me, bro. It's not for me. And like, I'm talking shit. I wouldn't actually abuse a kid, even if I was in a situation where I had to do a job like that. But I do know that all actions have consequences. Like kids are very perceptive. They're little sponges and stuff. So even if you don't do anything like directly abusive, even if you don't say anything crazy, like they still could feel the way you're acting towards them. They still could feel if you don't care about them, and if you're not trying. And that will be something that I would be doing. I'm not a very caring person in the first place, so I'm smart enough to not abuse kids, but I would not be caring enough. Those kids definitely try you. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta have the education and you gotta have the maturity to not react to something like that. Like I said, bro, all the viral videos I saw, honestly, like I would look at the comments and people be like, "Yo, this dude's an educator," and like I can't believe he swung back at the kid just because the kid punched him. And I'm like, just because the kid punched him, bro, that's enough. I'm stomping you out after that. What are you talking about? Like you just punched me in my mouth, bro. Like you getting beat up. I'm just gonna have to lose my job. But yeah, like nah, that's what yeah, the world needs people like you, bro. Like somebody has to. I don't have a better word besides like take that L. Like what the kids need. You know the maturity that they need. You know that they need someone to show that they love them and care about them and do the right thing and not beat them up back or say something back. Like I don't have the maturity, bro. I don't have the maturity. If someone says something crazy about me, bro, I'm flaming them, bro. Like nah, you getting flamed, bro. I don't care what household you came from. I'm about to start talking about how you don't have no parents and shit, bro. Like, oh, you wanna talk crazy? Okay, let's talk about your mom. Nah, but all jokes aside, that's super dope. That shit doing that, bro. For real, super dope. Uh, yeah, but Charlotte, we'll see. We'll see what it's like, man. I don't really like big cities usually, cause like big cities tend to attract crime and just crazy behavior. But I will say like I haven't really seen that much stuff about North Carolina or Charlotte in the news, like viral video stuff like that. I never really see stuff about Charlotte. I got like my boy that's getting married. He records a lot of stuff, so he'll record like fights outside the club and stuff. But if it was really hot like that, then those fights would turn into shootings more often and stuff like that. And he always just be recording it like right there, and they just fight and walk away. So I'm like, must not be that bad. Oh, you said it's wild to an extent, in a good way or a bad way. Like I said, I ain't seen that much. I'm sure there's some bad parts, but in the main parts where it seems like people party at and stuff, it don't seem like there's that much crazy stuff going on, like a Chicago or Miami or something where like you might get shot walking out the club or something like that. But I could be wrong though. It's like everywhere else, good and bad. That's fair. Yeah. Some places is more bad than good. That's the places I don't want to be in. Like I said, Chicago, Philly, Houston, like those some risky cities, boy. Some risky cities. Okay, it's not like that. That's what I like to hear right there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I like to feel comfortable. I like to step out not thinking about am I gonna get shot. That's what I like to think about. Honestly, man, like I've known a lot of people that have gotten shot. A lot. A dude I went to high school with. Literally like right after we graduated high school, he went to Florida. He was in Florida with his sister, man. And he was in Orlando too. He wasn't even in like Miami or nothing like that. He was in Orlando. Some dude had like touched his sister. He punched the dude. Dude killed him instantly, bro. Shot him. And it was just like, yeah, like next day, everybody was like, yo, Dino got killed in Orlando. I'm like, what? Like, I saw the news story. It said, like, fight in the parking lot turns into a deadly shooting. And I'm like, that was like I said, I'm out, like, the city I'm from, like, shootings happen outside of clubs all the time. People get killed, whatever. But you kind of just think, like, oh, this because this is a dusty town. Other places aren't really like that. And then, like I said, I just kind of realized, like, that's just how like cities are. Like wherever people are going, the club and stuff like that. That's like the it's like the degenerate places. And usually, unfortunately, on times like Memorial Day weekend, spring break and stuff like that, wherever people flock more, it's more out of towners, more people that are more likely to do crazy stuff. So just gotta be cautious on weekends like that. But yeah, like I said, I haven't heard too much crazy stuff about Charlotte, so I'm not super worried. I stay away from the places where usually ratchet people go anyway, so I'll be out the way. I'll be out the way. Yeah, I've been to the epicenter. My boy that's getting married. He be there like every weekend. So the time I said I went to North Carolina like maybe like 5 years ago. It might have not even been 5 years ago. It might have been 4 or 5. I don't know. But I was in the epicenter, and it was funny because I ran into him there. So we hadn't seen each other since college. I was there with my best friend, and he was like, I don't remember if he had like saw my story or what. But he's like, bro, like, are you in the epicenter right now? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I was gonna hit you up tomorrow. And he's like, bro, you at club blah blah blah. He's like, I'm like one club over. He was like, step outside real fast. Like I walked out, and AG was like right there. It was just like, bro, this is crazy. I ain't seen you in 5 years. So I went to the epicenter. It was cool. I like that. It kind of had everything there. And I don't really remember it too well. I just remember it was lit. Like I said, it was kind of just everything was there in one spot. So I like that. Bruh, you ratchet? Don't listen to her. She's ratchet. I'm not ratchet. I'm not ratchet at all. I'm not capping, bro. Trust me. Trust me, I'm not ratchet. Like I'm anti-ratchet, bro. If I think some shit is ghetto, bro, if I think it's really ratchet like that, I'm not there, bro. I'm gone. It's like that shit's in my blood because my family grew up like that, but not me. Nah, I'm uh, I'm bougie. Yeah, exactly. She's actually the ratchet one. Nah, it's like the ratchet shit don't really surprise me, and like I'm not like appalled by it. I'm not like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be around that shit. That's all. Like you probably like I said, I haven't seen your name in a minute, but somebody got shot while I was doing not the last live stream, but two live streams ago. That shit got hella views on Twitter. But somebody started busting. It was like, and I was just like, ah, damn, somebody got killed. But I've heard enough gunshots. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I grew up in a place that didn't have no gunshots. Like I said in Killeen, like people get smoked outside the club all the time, which is why I don't go to them shits. Like I've had friends die. I've had like all of these experiences, and I'm not trying to be around that shit. So yeah, yeah, I'm bougie for real. I'm not for the violence. Yeah. I grew up in a good home with parents that loved me. Yes, I did. Yeah. Oh, you got a wife, bro? Shit, that's even better, bro. Link up, double date, double wife date, double marriage date. I dropped my chopstick. I'm Clarence. Yeah, Clarence. Clarence parents had a real good marriage. That's definitely me. 100%. But the difference is, nah, I'm not Clarence because Clarence tried to act like he was hood. I ain't never said I was hood. You know what? Me and my best friend, you know what we used to do? We used to have like, we used to have real beef with dudes. Like, and dudes would be like, "Fuck you talking about, bro? I'm from blah blah blah. I'm from blah blah. I'm from the four. I'm from Willow Spring. Blah blah blah." And I'd be like, "Can you fight, bro?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm from this. I'm from this. I was born here, bro. My older brother, this, and this." And I'd be like, "Bro, I don't care what hood you from. I'll still beat your ass, bro." So like, I never been hood in my life. I just be like, I could whoop your ass. That's it. I don't really care what neighborhood you from, bro, or what set you throw up. Like, you still gonna get knocked out, bro. And so, yeah, I grew up with good parents. You know what I'm saying? I would say like after 8 years old. Wait, hold on. Let me see. When did I leave Virginia? Because Virginia was kind of ratchet. I ain't gonna lie. We used to live ratchet in Virginia. But after my dad's like got promoted, I'm gonna say after 8 years old, I was living pretty good. After 8 years old, I moved to Germany. That's when he like really got a promotion. After that, ever since then, I say my life's been pretty good. So all of that stuff, all of the like small house, bad neighborhood stuff, like I'm gonna let you know like how far removed from ratchetness we are. And I hope nah, you can't get in trouble for this. It's too long. I think any statute of limitations is passed. When I was a kid in Virginia, this is what I'm saying. This is like right before we stopped being like actually ratchet. Now keep in mind, my dad was in the military, so it wasn't like before he changed his life or something. It's just like he hadn't separated. Our family hadn't separated ourselves from like how they grew up. Well, my good friend, his name was Patrick, and he had like I don't know, he had like punched me or something like that, and I was like 6, and my dad was like, "Oh, like, and you didn't beat him up?" And I was like, "Nah, I tried to swing back, but I missed, blah blah." And he was like, "All right, tell him to come here." He made us fight in the living room. Like I had to fight him until I won. And then the same thing happened like right after that. There was this like kid that was like 5 years older than me. Like he had like did something to me outside, and my dad was like, "Yeah, just tell him to come over." We'll fight in the living room, bro. It wasn't even just like he would just like tell me like, "Hey, make sure you don't let people bully you." He'll be like, "Nah, you're gonna get that shit back today, bro. Like you not gonna be my son and get punched or something like that." And so I will fight all these kids in the living room, bro. Like that's crazy to think about. Like looking back at it, I'm like that definitely could be like if somebody else's parents had found out about that, like that's definitely some kind of Fight Club child abuse shit. I don't even know what to call that, but like yeah, anytime I had a problem, he'll be like, "Tell that kid to come over here right now," and I'll be like, "Hey, my pop said he wants you to come over." And they'll be like, "What?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, he said get over here right now." My dad's an adult. We 6 years old, bro. Like even if you ratchet, like you still pretty much respect 30-year olds. So so we'll be both walking and they'll be like, "What's your dad say he wanted?" I'm like, "I don't know, bro." Get in the door, my dad close the door, lock it, and he'd be like, "All right, y'all fight. Y'all fight it out." What? Bro, thinking about that now as a 31-year old, I'm like, that's insane. He didn't know no better. I'm gonna give him a pass. Dog fighting, but with kids. Your dad ratchet. Yeah. I mean, but actually, you know my dad, so I know you know for one that I'm not making it up. If you really think about it, you just gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense that your dad did that back in the day. Now he's super spiritual. You know what I'm saying? He's a spiritual leader. Of course, he wouldn't. Mike Vick you. Yeah, but my dad is or I should say was. My dad was a very traditional, masculine dude, and he would just be like, "Yo, no matter what happens, you fight. Like if somebody touches you the wrong way, you fight. If someone says they're gonna take this from you, you fight." So like pretty much anything that happened, my dad would be like, "You need to go fight that kid and let him know. Like, as soon as they do this, punch him. Like, do not talk about it. Just punch him. Issues resolved." So that was always like my approach. As soon as I thought it was beef, I was punching people, bro. Like, I'm not letting you get the first hit. You crazy. Uh, I get what he was trying to do, but I've seen that work out for the worst with kids. That's what. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Like I said, he didn't really know any better at the time. I'm sure that he doesn't think about that, and I'm sure if you brought it up, it would probably be embarrassing for him. But at the time, like he was just what 20. How old is my dad now? He's like 56 now, so like yeah, at the time he would have been like 28, 29. Like he was just getting into the army basically. Um, yeah, that was just him trying to figure out life. But definitely growth. Like, yeah, he's like not like you wouldn't believe that story unless you knew me and you knew my pops. Like if you knew how he is and like how he was and you know that I'm not a liar, then you'll be like, okay, I believe you. But like if I told people that he knows that don't know me, they'd just be like, yeah, nah, he's making that shit up. Like Chaplain Shabazz would never do that. That's crazy. Yeah, my pops was the same. Solve all problems through violence. A lot of dudes are like that, man. And like D Fuller said, that can really work out for the worst. Like it, you could get lucky, and that's why I always like have like a lot of empathy for people whose lives turned out, I guess, like bad because of some violent shit that they did. If someone went to jail for blah blah blah, 18 years old, 19 years old, whatever, I'm like, oh man, like my life could have been so different, bro. Like with just a couple little decisions that I made, like literally, like even right before I went to college, like me, my best friend, and this dude from Cali, we got into a fight. Um, we got into I definitely got to be careful with this one, but we got into a fight at a party, and that dude like stomped out the parents at the party. And the dad ended up getting brain damage and all this other shit. We had like investigators calling our phone and shit. I never told my parents about this, but I was like, no, like I'm about to get stopped from going to college. Like I had this girl asking me, like, hey, did you see what happened to my parents at the party? I was like, nah, I left. I left at like 8 p.m. She was like, the party didn't even start till 9. I was like, I left at 9:15. I was gone. And so just little stuff like that, I was just like, bro, like there's people that just got in a car with somebody or got into a fight and it went wrong. I knew a dude that punched somebody on 6th Street. It's like a party street in Austin. He punched somebody one time, bro. The dude's head hit the back of the concrete, or the back of the dude's head hit the concrete, and he died off of that one punch. 28 years manslaughter. And I was just like, damn, bro. All the fights I've been in, like literally, like bro, it's just like a luck thing. So I never feel like superior for like choosing different things and stuff. But it's like literally from seeing stuff like that, I'm like, I don't want to be in a position to have to fight somebody in the street, bro. Like because I could win the fight, they could shoot me. I could win the fight, they could hit their head on the concrete and die. Like there's too much that could go wrong. Like it's not worth it from like nah, hell no. Hell no. It's funny seeing the difference in thought process in Jalen's and I's marriage. I grew up ratchet, so I still be thinking ratchet, but Jalen be thinking affluent. How old am I? I'm 31. I just turned 31 in April. Um, my dad grew up small and poor in Poland, so he was prone to getting picked on. Yeah, well, so my pops was the same way. So my dad was like 5'6" until he went to college. So he's like 6'5" now. But for most of his like teenage years, he was very small, and so he was fighting everybody. And then it was two times worse when he got big because then he felt the power from being 6'5". So then he wanted to beat up everybody because he felt like, like yeah, I got shorted by life, but then I got lucky. Now I'm big. Now he went on the opposite side of the spectrum of beating people up for no reason. So, oh yeah, Devontae. I couldn't, bro. I knew it was Devontae, but I literally just read the screen name, so I was like, oh, D Fuller. But I'm gonna say Devontae now. Where'd I go to college? I went to college in two places, three places as a matter of fact. So originally, I went to West Point, if you know what that is. It's the United States Military Academy. I went to college in New York. I went there for 2 years. Then I got kicked out. I got in trouble, and I left. And I went to San Antonio. I was at the University of Texas at San Antonio for a year. But then I moved from there, and I moved up here. So then I finished my very last year of school online with the University of Phoenix. I just had like, I don't even know, like not even a couple classes to do to finish my bachelor's in psychology. So that's what I did. Street fights aren't worth it ever. I competed in Muay Thai throughout high school and worked as a bouncer before, and I can still say the street fights just aren't. Yeah, too much can go wrong too quickly. Yeah, no, I agree, and so that's how I feel most times, especially like being able to box, being able to fight. A lot of people don't know like what that feels like, but people don't threaten me. Like I don't. It really wouldn't matter what you said. You would literally have to swing at me, and I would still think that I needed to punch you back to defend myself. Because if I look at you, like if you swing at me and it looks like you can't fight at all, and I don't think there's a chance of like me getting like really hit or knocked out, I probably still wouldn't swing back. I'd just be like, Doc, there's no way you could win. I'm not wasting my energy. I would only swing back if I felt like it was like that was the best decision to defend myself. Obviously, you don't want to get knocked out by some random dude and like get your head kicked in or something. But if I could walk away, I always walk away. And like you would only feel weak if you didn't know if you were walking away because you were scared or because it wasn't worth it. And like I said, when you can fight, like you say, Muay Thai, bouncer, all of that stuff, when you could fight, like you know that you're not doing it because it's not worth it. So like some dude could be like saying all kinds of stuff as I'm walking away, and I should be like, bro, like I would literally kill you, but I'm not going to. So it's not worth it, man. It's legitimately not worth it. Yeah, now that you're Jack, fewer people try that stuff. Yeah, so that's the good thing too. Like for the most part, yeah, I can't think of the last time I was in a confrontation. Like since I've like gotten bigger, like people just don't really want to do that. But there's also a downside to that too. Like if you're smaller, maybe somebody will keep it at a fist fight. But when you're bigger, people are automatically thinking, I'm gonna shoot this dude. Like I'm not letting this dude grab me. I don't want this dude to blah blah blah. So, you know. Axel, why'd you say happy birthday? What are you talking about? You got your bachelor's in psychology too. What is your? I'm sure you have a master's, right? You have a master's. Do you have a PhD or no? And if you do, what's your master's and your PhD in? I don't really want to get into behavioral health, but I've been thinking about getting my master's. I'm kind of thinking of like what I want to do. Finish your degree in education not so long ago. Congrats, bro. By the way, what is your actual name? And where do you live? I know you said your family is from Poland. Somewhere. I don't know how many generations back. But you want to go back and do your master's in English. If you have 2 degrees and a master's, you get paid more as a teacher. That makes sense. So, are you already a teacher? Your name's Damien. You live in Calgary. I know where Calgary is. You changed your name. Nah, I don't. I'll consider in a few years. My wife going back to school in the fall, so I'm gonna sit back a bit. School isn't for me. So that's how I feel. It's literally like at one point I was just like, it's literally gonna be impossible. I will literally never get my master's degree. But I don't know. Life's crazy. So I'm thinking the same thing that Damien just said. I'm like, if I had a master's, for one, it'll be easier to get certain jobs. For two, I'll get paid more. Like, like I said earlier, I'm a strength and conditioning coach, right? And not that I really want to take a step up in this company, but the contracting company that I work for, they have a position above mine, which is the lead strength and conditioning coach. But it's an absolute requirement that you have a master's degree. Like it's not negotiable. So it's more pay, it's more responsibility too. But you have to have a master's degree. They don't care what it's in. You literally just have to have a master's. So the Canadian version of Kansas, that's not dope at all. Right now you're a sub. Hmm. I mean, that's fair. I think that's better than like straight up just hiring someone that's never taught before and wondering how they're gonna do. Um, it's interesting though. So you plan on being like a teacher forever? Is that what you want to do in life or what? I feel like certain jobs people pretend like it's not what they want to do, but there's nothing wrong with doing that forever. Like there in at least in America, I don't know what it's like in Canada, but there's certain jobs that people are not comfortable with saying that they're gonna do forever. Like even a personal trainer, they'll be like, yeah, I'm a full time personal trainer until I sell this many houses, then I'm gonna blah blah blah. No one just wants to be like, yeah, I'm cool being a personal trainer forever. Like it's decent money, I can pay my bills, I'm chilling. I feel like a teacher is one of those things too. Like here, no one ever just straight up just says like, I just want to be a teacher. That's all I want to do. Get a retirement off of this teaching forever. But there's nothing wrong with that though. Especially here, like they get paid decently. So starting as a bouncer again, not too long from now for the summer at a nightclub. It's mainly a place that college and uni kids go to, so it shouldn't be too bad. That's cool. That's cool. I like it. That's dope. You like Canada, bro? Have you ever been to America, like the United States, or not? I don't know much about Canada. I've never been to Canada. I'd love to be a teacher for as long as I can, assuming I get into a really good school. Oh, I went to good schools my entire life, so it gave me a romanticized view on school. I like that. I had some really good teachers in my life, man. And like honestly the best teacher I ever had, his name was Mr. Dobb. He was my government teacher. He was so smart. And yeah, he just really challenged me. I was like back in the day, what they called a gifted kid, right? Mainly because my parents made me start doing stuff in the house so early. Like I knew my multiplication tables like 12 by 12 before I ever like even went to pre-K. So when I got in school, all like the 1 minute math tests and stuff like that, I'll just be like, this shit's simple. Like everything. I was reading books and shit before I ever went to school, so school really bored me. And he would make me think a lot. And so I really liked that. And yeah, I went to college, man. And then like 2 years after that, one of my best friend, he sent me something. He said, "Yo, you remember Mr. Dobb, the government teacher?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, he got caught up in like a sex trafficking ring. It was crazy, bro. He like, I don't know. He was like smashing hookers off a back page and like he got caught up, bro. It was crazy. But besides that, he's a very good teacher. He's very smart. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's like the same name. Should be QUICKTMPA. I mainly just post memes on there. Also, like on my story, I mainly upload memes on my story every once in a while. Book passage, but mainly memes. And then my posts are like mainly fitness posts actually. So YouTube is kind of the only space where I kind of like do this. I don't really talk about languages that much on my Instagram. Yeah, it's mainly just like me posting my lifts on there, and then like like I said on my stories, I kind of post memes and shit. But YouTube's a little different. I've been to California before. Kind of want to go to Maine one day because I had a bud from there. Pretty random, but it's sort of like Newfoundland. I had a teacher named Mr. Wagner who was crazy smart. He was my grade 10 advanced placement English teacher. He was the one who inspired me to become a teacher. That's cool, man. Yeah, like I was saying before, like basically every job, like someone has to do those jobs, right? Like no one is. You don't really like dream of becoming a teacher when you're a kid because that's not like glorious and everyone wants to hear you say some shit like I want to be a doctor. Like I promise you for like 15 years of my life I used to say I wanted to be an anesthesiologist. I don't know if there was ever one day that I actually wanted to be an anesthesiologist, but I loved saying that shit as an 8-year old and adults just being like, this kid is gonna be the next somebody, the next Ben Carson or something. They're like, how does he know he wants to be an anesthesiologist at 8 years old? And my parents be like, well, he's so smart. He reads books and stuff like that. And, like I just would feel like if I said like, I just want to work out, bro. People would be like, oh, no, you can't do that shit. You need to do this, and this. So, saying you want to be a doctor, saying you want to be a dentist, saying you want to be something fancy, like that gets reactions from people. It makes it seem like you got like your life on the right track. If you say you want to be something like quote unquote regular, people are like, this guy's a fucking bum. But like I said, everyone needs to do every job that's available, and like we need good teachers, bro. But if you were 8 years old and you're like, I want to be a teacher when I grow up, people be like, oh, come on, bro. Like you can't do better than that. But why though? I don't know. It's because of the attitude that we have. I think my parents. I think my parents did a good job of not doing this, but a lot of people's parents will like say stuff like, "Hey, you need to make sure you pay attention in school, so you don't end up like that guy working at blank job." Instead of just being like, be a good person, whatever job you pick, try to inspire people to be better human beings, right? Lots of people's parents don't do that, man. So your wife's going back to school to be one. That's tough. That's I actually like I said it so much that I really wanted to do it, and then I looked at the amount of school that it took to be one, and I was like, hell no, hell no. I looked at the amount of school and the amount of importance that they have, like bro, you don't dose that shit, right? Somebody dies, bro. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I sort of had no clue what I wanted to do as a kid. Just always had good grades, but I was just so undecided. You want to go pro in Muay Thai? Yeah, nah, that's not a fantastic career, bro. Yeah, fighting is it's one of those things that like if you make it to the very top, if you're top five, and you have a likable personality, it kind of works out well. But everyone else below that, you get fucked. Like, no, you could have a good career, and you're still broke at the end of that shit. Especially in something like Muay Thai. Like, nobody's watching that shit, bro. Like, there's Asians watching that shit. There's a handful of people here that watch. Like, I watch one championship, but it's not super popular. Boxing's popular. UFC is becoming more popular, and even still, there's like four fighters in both of those sports that make the most money, and everyone else is like scrapping for crumbs, bro. So like fighting is tough, bro. One loss can mess up your whole career. Like nah. Muay Thai in North America. Good luck making money. Yeah, yeah, you're not making money, bro. You want to be Kobe or Super Saiyan? Man, I feel that. I feel that, man. It's better nowadays, but it's still super. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, man, I watch that shit, but I'm just a fan of combat sports. So when one championship's on, bro, like I'll watch the BJJ matches, I watch the Muay Thai, I watch all of that stuff. Even though like I'm not on the hunt for it. Like I'm not like, ooh, I can't wait for this Muay Thai matchup this weekend. But when it's on one, I will watch it. So yeah, no, it's definitely not popping like that in North America. Not wrestling, yeah, no one watches wrestling. It's not cool. And you definitely don't get paid from that. So that's imagine doing something and not getting paid for it. That's crazy. I tell people I do Muay Thai, and people would look at me like I had three heads. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, yeah, exactly, bro. It's it's not that popular, man. Like, no. I mean, even yeah, just mixed martial arts as a whole. Like, UFC is growing, but people don't realize how much people don't know about combat sports, how much they don't know about mixed martial arts. Like, people think UFC means MMA. They don't understand that it's a brand and an organization. Like people say stuff like, "Yeah, I want to train UFC," and it's like, "Yeah, you don't know shit. Like you think UFC is a sport. Like that's crazy." But you know, that's how it starts. Right now, UFC one. They're growing, they're growing, they're growing. Maybe 20, 30 years from now, lots of people will be doing it, and it'll be as popular as boxing. I've been seeing like honestly a lot of people are into jujitsu now. Um, Lots of kids are in jujitsu, so I think the next generation might know a lot more than this generation. But for the most part, yeah, no one's watching Muay Thai, no one's watching Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, all of that shit, man. You have to already, like, you have to be into that stuff, or someone that's into it has to introduce you to it. But it's not like boxing where it's like when Floyd Mayweather used to fight, bro, people that don't watch boxing, don't know anything about boxing, they'll be like, I gotta find somewhere to watch this Floyd fight this weekend because everyone's watching it. Like, that's just what you do. It's like the Super Bowl or the playoffs. It's like, it's just kind of like, it's what everyone's doing. So I want to go to a party or whatever. But there's no Muay Thai fights or BJJ matches where people are going to be like, I gotta find someone's house to go to watch this. Like, nah, bro. No one cares. Damn, y'all, it's 11:45. I think it's about time I get off of here. Let me see how much time have I been on for. Been on for 2 hours. I will go for 5 more minutes. Let's take it to 11:50. I feel like you sort of need to be a piece of shit to be a good fighter for the most part. Not every single instance, of course, GSP, but you need to have a sort of. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that you say you use GSP as not being a piece of shit, which I don't think he is, but I do think he was a sociopath, bro. There's a very funny clip that I love of him, bro. He just got surgery. He opens his eyes, and he's just like, "I'm gonna beat the fuck out of Nick Diaz." And he just starts talking shit about Nick Diaz. He's like, "That motherfucker." He's like, "That that motherfucker. He thinks that I'm too old. He thinks that I'm hurt and that I can't blah blah." He's like, he doesn't know what's coming. And I'm like, bro, you just got a surgery. You're not fighting anytime soon. And that's the first fucking thing you think of when you wake up, bro. Like, you're not thinking like, oh, I'm glad I'm alive. Where's my mom at? Like, hey, can you call my dad and tell him I'm good? He's like, I'm gonna fuck Nick Diaz up. Like, he's talking shit, bro. Like, that's not normal, bro. So like, no, maybe he wasn't a piece of shit, but he's not a normal person. Like, you do, to excel in any sport and especially fighting, you have to kind of be devoid of empathy, and you have to be a bit of a psychopath. Like, it's just true. It's why I didn't really pursue a career in fighting. Like, straight up, I would. This sounds funny now because Canelo is like, he's a big name now, but I promise you, you could, if I could get my best friend on this video right now, in San Antonio in like 2010, there was this Mexican dude. He used to watch me train in the gym, and he'll be like, "Bro, do you know who Canelo Alvarez is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I watched Canelo fight a couple times. He's a cool kid." At that time, Canelo was like 19, maybe 18. He hadn't fought anybody big, bro. And he was just like, you stand like him. He's like, you're built like him. You guys kind of punch the same. He's like, you should go pro, and I could take you to Mexico. He's like, you would just beat up like construction workers, like guys that just are trying to just get enough money to feed their families, just trying to pay their rent. And he's like, and we will build you up, and then we'll bring you back here. You'll fight this, and this, and this. And he's talking his plan. I'm just like, damn, I gotta beat up people like that are just like trying to get some money for their kids, bro. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, bro. But like, the fact that I was even thinking about that shit, like, most people are like, oh hell yeah, like, beat these motherfuckers up. My record's gonna be stacked. I'm gonna make $1 million. But I was just like, wait. Like, I'm like, are these guys like, do they know they're gonna get beat up? Like, or like, who are these guys? And they're like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna fuck them up, bro. That's easy work. You fuck them up, they get their $100, which is a lot in Mexico, and then you do this and this. I'm like, but are they gonna be good though? Like, are they gonna be like, I'm not trying to fuck nobody up like to the point that they can't provide for their family no more. And he's like, no, that shit doesn't matter, bro. We're talking about this, and this. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of not cut out for this, bro. Like, I'm athletic, I can fight, but I don't like. I never actually wanted to like fuck people up. Like, even when I knock people out, I'd be like, damn, like, I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have thrown that last punch because like I knew that he couldn't defend himself. But it's like that's like the rules of the sport, though. It's like, if I don't throw this last punch, you will still be conscious enough to where the fight will still be going on. There's a chance for you to hurt me. There's a chance that I don't win it by the judges, whatever. But like, still, after I would do it, I'll be like, did I need to throw that last one? Like, what if this dude like doesn't wake up the same and stuff like that? And I know, 9 out of 10 fighters are not thinking about that. They're like, yeah, I just fucking knocked this dude out cold, bro. This dude sleep with his face on the mat. Hell yeah. So Yeah, exactly. The fact that you feel bad after, you're not cut out. You're not cut for the sport, bro. Like, yeah, exactly. No, and you know what's funny, bro? I have this very fond memory, bro. I wish I knew this dude's last name. I would hit him up. There was like when I went to college at, it was mandatory that you take boxing. Boxing, you had to box for a semester, bro. And the thing was, there would be like 20 people in the class, and you could only just do similar weights. There was no weight classes because it's a class, bro. Like you couldn't find someone your exact weight. So there was this kid named Kevin. And I just remember this dude was a fucking nerd, bro. Like he had the glasses and shit. Like he had to take his glasses off before we fought. Like he's got the headgear on, and like it looks like he's never played a sport in his life. It looks like he just looks scared, bro. And I just remember them saying his weight was like mine was 153 at that time, and they said his weight was like 138 or something, bro. It was like it wasn't 20 pounds, but it was close. And like if someone was my weight, I would have fucked him up anyways. But the fact that he was that much smaller, it was crazier. And so I was already being nice, and I was like, I'm not gonna hit this guy with like something crazy because like there's literally no way he could beat me up, bro. And what happened was he was so scared that like he turned on my instincts, bro. Like I was gonna just like kind of throw out some light jabs, and I just felt like a whoosh, and I was like, oh, like bro, hold on a second. Like I'm trying to be nice with you, and I felt like another whoosh, whoosh, and I just came back and bah, and like I felt like I didn't really touch him, but then I looked and he was like crumpled, bro, and then I like when he was like waking up, like I'm talking about like blood was just like gushing and like he wasn't crying like a little kid, but I think from his nose being broken and shit, like there was tears coming out, and I was like, damn, like I was like thinking like I should have taken one of his punches in order to not hit him so hard. And again, like that's why would I be thinking like that as a fighter? Like I'm supposed to beat this dude the fuck up, but I'm too nice. So you're too good of a person. I agree that you have to be someone a piece of shit. Yeah, yeah, you do. You know what they always say? Boxing is a poor man's sport. And like I used to try to not agree with that shit, but it's just true. Like you literally have to be doing it to feed your family. Like you have to say, fuck this dude, he's trying to take food out of my kid's mouth. Like that's the only thing that would get you past like destroying someone's face, like beating someone up, like when you see them like this and they don't know where they're at, for you to throw another punch, you're like, fuck this dude. Like I don't care what happens to him. You have to think that he's trying to take something away from you, or you won't be able to do it. There was a UFC fight tonight. This shit is so funny. I think I'm gonna post it on Instagram later. But Anthony Smith, like in the middle of the fight, he's like, "You trying to take away shit from my kids?" And Johnny Walker was like, "What?" He was like, "What did you say?" And like he was so confused. But I knew what Anthony Smith was doing. He was saying like, "Yo, I gotta say this dude's trying to rob my kids. Like I have to make this dude a villain so that I could fuck him up because like." That's what happens, especially in an organization like that. Y'all all know each other and shit. You're like, yo, this Johnny Walker dude, he's a good dude. Like, I talked to him before, he's nice. Nah, you can't do that. Like, bro, we're fighting for money. I have to say that you're trying to steal from my kids. Yeah, I don't feel bad about beating the shit out of bad people. Yeah, yeah, and that's the problem is there's a lot of good people fighting. Like, and I think that's why people don't like to talk to their opponents. I think that's like why they like to just start talking shit out the gate, so that you don't meet them. Because when you meet people that fight, you realize like most of the people in combat sports are like victims of bullying, people that come from bad homes, people that want to defend themselves, people that are fighting for like some noble cause, and you meet them and you're like, damn, this dude's cool as shit. I don't want to fight this dude, bro. So you kind of have to just start off by saying like, yeah, fuck this dude walking around all cocky and shit. Like he thinks he's about to knock me out and blah blah blah. But like, really, both of y'all are like super good dudes, and like y'all are saying the same shit about each other to like hype yourselves up, because if you talked, if you sat down, you just be like, oh damn, like you got 4 kids, like oh you do this because you want to like build generational wealth. Me too, bro. Like I love that. Like and then you wouldn't want to fight the dude. So I got abused as a kid, so that definitely changed my perception of what is normal, and I don't have a problem injuring someone because I got beat up as a little kid. Yeah, that's how it goes. Some dude in sparring a couple weeks ago tried to start winging haymakers and head kicks full force at me out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean that's why I really don't spar anymore. Especially people I don't know. I spar like my best friend and shit, or people that I'm teaching. But people that you don't know typically don't try to look out for your health. And like I would have to fuck someone up if I thought that they were trying to hurt me. Yeah, that is just it's the reality. Like you're in a combat sport, like you have to go for it. Like it is what it is. But yeah, that's why I don't fight anymore. And if I do fight, like I kind of like I wish I could get in on like these influencer boxing cards. I be seeing this shit and I be like, oh my god, these dudes suck so bad, and like I would have a reason to beat them up because they talk too much. So I'm excited for Salt Poppy versus Anthony Taylor, bro. That happened earlier today. You didn't watch it? I'm guessing you don't want me to ruin it for you. Oh, my battery's low. What's my battery on? Oh, I got a new phone. I don't know. Oh, I don't know I don't know where the battery's at on this phone, but hopefully my phone doesn't die. I'm gonna wait for you to reply before I get off of YouTube Live. I just want to see what you say when you realize that that fight happened earlier today. And whoever you think won didn't win. Let me tell you that right now. You probably on Google right now, like, oh, Salt Poppy lost, bro. Anthony Taylor kind of whooped his ass. I don't want to say he whooped his ass because to me that implies that like there was some like big hits happening, but it wasn't really that. It was kind of just like Salt Poppy didn't really know what to do with Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor would move around a lot, overhand right, pop, crack his shit, and then he would hold him and move out the way. And Salt Poppy just never figured it out, bro. And he only fought for 3 rounds, so it was kind of like, damn, it happened real fast. He didn't adjust. It was over. And they were like, Anthony Taylor, all 3 judges, bro, unanimous. Like, no one thought Salt Poppy won. He just was trying to rely on that left hand because he's cracked so many people with it, and he couldn't do it against Anthony Taylor. He moved around too much. He would duck real low, so it didn't really work out for him. And then KSI won by knockout via elbow because he didn't. He knocked the dude out with an elbow, but no one caught it until the fight was over, and they didn't DQ him. I don't understand why. Should have been a rematch, disqualification, or something. But yeah, man, it's pretty bad. So that's all I was waiting for to get off of the live. So this was a long live. I think the last 2 times I got at 2 hours or right past 2 hours, but this one, what am I at? 2 hours, 15 minutes. I've been out here most of the damn night. That's crazy. Well, yeah, like I said, my battery's like probably on like 1%, so I'm gonna end it myself instead of getting cut off like I did the last 2 times. So appreciate y'all. It's midnight on the dot. I'm going to sleep after I take a shower. See y'all next time. Peace.